everybody, it's Natalie here. It's at the end of the day, and I just wanted to quickly show you a few things that I was working on in the garden. It is now cooler. It's towards the end of the day. I probably will be wrapping up soon. I got dinner in the oven. So yes, I found time to stop and make dinner. I'm a superwoman. Okay. Anyway, that's a joke. I wanted to show you my shady corner. This is the corner where I feel gets the most shade during a certain time of day. There is several hours of sunlight, but certain times of the day it gets real cool and shady in this area. And I'm going to tell you what, certain things have been thriving in this area. So I even moved my collards over here. My collards was over near the corn, but I moved them over in this area because I saw how well my Florida broadleaf mustards were doing. And over here I also have some super sweet basil, Swiss chard, curled, I think it's dwarf curled kale. And I even moved two of my pepper plants, yellow pepper, bell pepper, and an orange bell pepper that I saw that was struggling and very stressed over on the other side of the garden. So I moved it over here. And I have a feeling it's going to do well over in this shady corner. I think that particular variety does not like long hours of sunlight. I don't have anything like shade cloth, which is I am going to purchase these little shade cloth tents for certain plants because in Louisiana it gets really hot. I think we're in for a very hot summer. So I will purchase some shade cloth tents. With most plants, you only need like 30% shade with the shade cloth. Nothing higher than that with your plants. I think 30% is good. Okay, as you can see, just look at how these plants are flourishing over in this corner. That is Swiss chard, mixed colors. That is, let me see. What is that? Oh, sweet basil. That's Italian sweet basil. That's also Italian sweet basil. Some chives. And that's also more Swiss chard. In here, I just sowed seeds for chives. Okay, I have some dwarf marigolds right here. Now, I'm not sure if they need lots of sunlight or not, but I just put it over in this corner for now because that's where the other stackable stackable planters are that I got from Dollar Tree. So it's in this corner for now, but if the marigolds need full sunlight, I will put it back in the more sunnier area. But I wanted to quickly show you my shade corner. Okay, another thing that I'm working on, you see I love river rocks. There's certain areas of the backyard that had lots of weeds and, grass. You know how you have this area like near the house where rainwater collects and the grass and clovers and things like that. Well, this was one of those areas and I reworked it. I put my rain barrel there. You see my second rain barrel is over in that corner, in the shady corner. These are the perfect areas to collect and catch rainwater. So my rain barrels are there. And also I spruced up the areas by adding edging and river rocks. I have two citronella plants over here, supposed to ward off mosquitoes. And you know what? I think they're actually working. They may work and then they smell good. Especially when you water them, you can smell the citronella. That's my little greenhouse there. Okay, but I just want to show you something that I really am proud of or happy about. Right here, this is another area close to the patio. I have been diligently working on making my patio more clean and uncluttered, and we just have, both me and my husband have so much stuff that we have lots of equipment and tools and different things. We both have separate sheds. Look, that's his and that's mine. The wooden one is mine. Okay, they're both filled to capacity, and also we have stuff stored under the patio where we normally come out here with the family. We watch TV, we eat, we just hang out. We have our fans going, and I want to make it more cozy and homey and get rid of some of the stuff we have. So what I've been doing is around the edge, like I said, I do not like areas where rainwater collects and it's always dark and damp. And so what I did is I've been trying to get the weeds out of those areas. I've been putting down a weed barrier or landscape fabric. And then on that, I would also add cardboard. As you can see, the little edging of the cardboard is poking out. And then I went to Lowe's and I got these bricks. This is not edging. This is actual bricks. Over here, I did use edging from Walmart. And I even talked about it in one of my videos. But just that right there, that's $25. These bricks is about maybe $1 or 91 cents per brick. It's not edging, it's bricks. It's over in the cement masonry area. And I like the color of it in contrast with the river rocks, right? I also like the way river rocks, when rainwater collects, it looks nice. It looks good. I think it actually looks better than when mulch. Like I have mulch over in that area over there, where I have what I call my shade corner. But I like the river rocks over here. I also have, in that container, I have straw. I have straw. That's the wheat straw that I use as my mulch. But look how nice and neat it is in the containers. And then I have the rocks. You see where I'm continuing on around the side? I ran out of bricks, so I'll have to get some more bricks. But this whole entire area, it looks much nicer and neater, okay, in the two containers there, but little by little. And I have more wheat straw in that little garbage can right there. That's also what I use for mulch. Okay, so, but there's something special about the river rocks I want to tell you. River rocks, I'd say for a small bag, it's about $6 to $7. Or it depends on what style you get or color you get. River rocks at Lowe's and Home Depot, you can get maybe a $5 bag, $6 bag, $7 bag, but they're small. They don't go far, okay? It covers just a small area. So let me show you what I've been doing. You see this wheelbarrow? All of that is rocks that I bought last year. That has to be, it's tons of rocks, and then there's more. I'll show you where I got it from. Okay? So I was buying new river rocks, but something told me, Nat, go use the rocks that you had already purchased last year on this little project that I did, where I took my shed and around the edges, I wanted to just spruce it up like I'm doing now, and I put brown mulch and river rocks all around the edge. But what I did wrong last year, now this is not for gardening, this was just for decoration. This was to save my husband and my son from having to use the weed eater around the shed, because grass would grow up around the shed. So what I did is I put down cardboard and I put down brown mulch, the very inexpensive bags that I got from Walmart, and I put down river rocks, tons and tons of river rocks all around the edge. And then it just became overwhelmed and covered with weeds. The grass grew up through the cardboard. The cardboard did not suppress the grass and the weeds, and I was just overcoming it. There was no way I could stay on top of it, so we just let it get overrun. So what I did, I want you to look. Do you see those river rocks around there? It's covered in grass, but they're in there, trust me. Because you see that wheelbarrow over there? It is filled with rocks that I got from around the edge of my shed. I didn't get to this side. I started on it yesterday. It was nice and cool. The whole entire day was overcast, so I had plenty of time to work uninterrupted. And I recovered the river rocks from this entire side of the shed. and it filled that wheelbarrow. And in that wheelbarrow is what's left. I've actually used some of the rocks, but I just thought that was a clever idea, and I just wanted to share that with you. I'll walk this way. Okay, so you can see the back of the garden. Or see the garden from this view. Okay, but in that wheelbarrow is what you saw that I recovered. So instead of buying more river rocks, I just used what I had out there. So that's why you see there's bits of wood in there and mulch and grass, because I literally with my hands. I didn't even use any tools. Tools were getting in the way. I just with some gloves, and I sat down on my little chair there, and I got to work, and it was nice and cool, and a breeze would come up. And some things are tedious, but it's worth it. So I feel it was worth it. So I don't have to buy more rocks because I'm repurposing the rocks that I already have. Ain't that something? Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and sign off now. I just wanted to share that with you. Also, very quickly before I sign off, I finally pruned the cucumbers. I pruned the cucumbers. I even have some cucumbers growing. Let me show you. Look at that. Ta-da! Ta-da! And then up in the front here, look. Look at that. Can you see? Let me get where you can see it. There. So my cucumbers, I pruned them. It was just, that's the remnants. Okay? I pruned the cucumbers. Okay, it probably needs more pruning, but I did what I could very quickly. Okay, I also kind of cut back on the watermelon vines also, and I tried to separate them because they were getting a little entwined together. So I moved them apart a little more, and I'm probably going to move them over further. And I took this, I spoke about it earlier, this particular watermelon. It is called an ultra cool, and it gets to be the size of a watermelon called the Crimson Sweet. It gets up to about 16 pounds, and it's big and round. It's about the size of a basketball. And I had it on a trellis, which wasn't the best idea. I wasn't thinking, it's like, wait a minute, this watermelon is going to get really big, and I don't think that trellis will support something that big. I think it'll do fine just, being on the ground. So that's what I did. I took it out of the trellis. And as you can see, there are watermelons growing. So just imagine, those were up in the air, hanging from a little tiny trellis. So imagine them growing to the full size that they're going to be. It would have been a disaster. So no, it wouldn't have worked, period. It wouldn't have stayed up in the air. It would have taken the whole trellis down, I believe. So, oh, there's another, see? So that's my ultra cool that I hand pollinated, and I actually used the sugar baby male flower to pollinate these. Okay, that's the ultra cool, and then the sugar baby. So also I pruned a few leaves. I saw this YouTuber who was talking about how you can grow more watermelon if you prune all of that foliage. Some of that foliage is not necessary. So you go and you prune some of the lower leaves. Okay? And that's what I did. They were all tangled up, and I untangled them, and I added some more room so they can just stretch out. And I'm going to just let them do their thing. Naturally, they grow on the ground, and so that's what I let them do. I do still have some hanging, but these are the sugar babies. They don't get as big. They get up to 5 pounds, maybe 8. So they're small little, what they call icebox watermelons. So they don't get as big as this one, the Ultra Cool. I always say it's about the size of a Crimson Sweet because I want to give you an idea of, I just turned around to the front so you can see, even on the front leg, we have watermelons here too. Like I said, with the sugar babies, they don't get as big as the other one back there. I always use the Crimson Sweet as a reference because most people know what a Crimson Sweet watermelon is and the size of it. So that Ultra Cool, if you've never heard of the Ultra Cool watermelon, that's what it looks like. It looks like a Crimson Sweet. It gets about the same size as a crimson sweet watermelon. And so that's why I took it off the trellis and put it on the ground. So we can just grow naturally on the ground. And basically, like I said earlier in the day, you put something under the watermelon once it starts growing to just protect it while it's on the ground. So everything is cool on the homestead. It has been a productive day. And I also, right before I sign off, let me let you know this. I'm sorry, the ant bit me. Right here in the raised bed where I had the aphid problem, I have now cleaned up the aphid problem and reworked that soil. And I told you I was going to sow pinto beans. Well, guess what? The pinto beans are in the soil. That's what you see there. It is, with the pinto bean, you need something that is a fertilizer that is low in nitrogen, actually. So I used a lot of bone meal. Bone meal, I do have compost on here, and bone meal because, like I said, I looked it up to see exactly what fertilizer it would need, and they said for pinto beans, something that's low in nitrogen is actually preferable. So that's what I used. But my raised bed is back in business. I also harvested more beans, believe it or not. More bush beans from the contender and from the Blue Lake, which is right there in front of you. So it was a very productive day. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. Like I told you earlier, I am cooking dinner. Dinner is in the oven. So I'm going to go and get inside and relax now. So you guys, I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in. And always remember, no matter what your situation is, no matter what your circumstances are, always try to find joy in the journey. Bye now.